What is up, Warriors? Today, going to be a little bit change of pace, a little different topic as well. But my channel is all about preparedness and being ready as much as you possibly can be. So today, we're going to talk about my go bag, my backpack that I take with me 98% of the time to wherever I'm going. Now, some of the items changed because of the clothing I'm wearing. Right now, I'm wearing gym shorts. So everything that I would carry on my person normally is going to be inside this backpack here. Doesn't matter what kind of backpack you get one that fits you good. Get one that you know is going to be comfortable, one that you can walk or hike in if you needed to. But get you a backpack, get you something comfortable and something that you can use every single day. This one, sleek design, not much to it. I like it to be a little bit more inconspicuous. You can get one like this. This is my hiking backpack, so when I'm going out on the mountain, I'll typically throw that one on, put all my stuff into there, and go with that one because it's a little bit more rugged. I can carry a little bit more. I got my carabiners in here. I've got some rope in here, but that's not my everyday go-to bag. Inside, something that is essential for your backpack, but also on your person for an everyday carry, pocket knife. Now, I've got this one that stays in my backpack that doesn't come out unless I'm using it. This one's a Spyderco, great knife. And then on my person, like I said, I'll just show you because they're in my backpack right now. But I got some Benchmades. It doesn't matter what brand you use. These ones go on my person. Every time I put on jeans, I put on both knives. Doesn't matter what kind of pocket knife you carry. Carry a pocket knife that's durable, that you can sharpen, that is sharp, and that you can use and not necessarily care about if you have to use it to chip away at something or to kind of be rough with. Pocket knives are tools. They're meant to be used in that kind of situation. Flashlight. Always carry a flashlight. This one's just a Stylus Pro by Streamlight. Great little flashlight. It doesn't take up much room. Battery life's pretty good. If you're going out on a long trip or a long journey, going up on the mountain, make sure you're either changing your battery or flip your battery when you're done using it and you're storing your backpack for that before the next trip. Lighters. Carry some type of fire starting tool. I have a lighter in every backpack. I have a lighter, multiple lighters in every vehicle. Have a lighter ready, and just in case you have to start that fire, it is good to go. In my backpacks, I carry latex gloves or the vinyl gloves, the ones that are latex free. Have some type of glove in there. Not necessarily for you if there's a first aid situation, but if you come across somebody else who needs assistance or who needs help and they have blood, put those gloves on, protect yourself. You don't want to assume that the other person has something that you could get, but to protect yourself, always use gloves when you're dealing with somebody else's blood. Moving on from there, I always carry some type of snack or food in my backpack, stuff that I will eat and stuff that my kids will eat. So in here I've got a protein bar, I've got a Cliff bar, and I've got some Nutri-Grain bars. Now, I probably won't pull these out today. They probably won't get eaten while we're out and about, but you never know. You want to get items that are not going to perish quickly. You want to get things that are processed. You want to get things that will last long enough that you don't necessarily have to throw them away after every single trip. Get you prepackaged peanuts, almonds. Get you something that you can store in your backpack and have it ready and accessible just in case. In here on the top as well, I also carry a firearm. We won't get into that today. We can talk about firearms on a different video. This one's specifically about the backpack and my day-to-day carry. In here, I always carry some type of extra clothing. I usually just carry a t-shirt. And the reasons can be endless on a t-shirt as well. But when you're in a situation, if you don't have band-aids or bandages, the t-shirt you're wearing or the t-shirt in your backpack, you can tear, cut, and use that as some type of temporary pressure wound dressing. But it's also important to have just in case you have to provide for somebody else. If somebody else is in a situation, you now have an extra t-shirt you can either give away or use for whatever that is. Also comes in handy, comes great, works great for toilet paper. So if you're out on a mountain and you gotta go, t-shirts work, socks work great. Just have something. You don't want to be using nature to clean yourself, or you might end up having a really rough trip home. Water bottles. I always have 1 to 3 water bottles in my backpack, depending on if it's just me or my kids with me. I will always have 1 to 3 or more, depending on what our day to day activities are. Yes, water is usually extremely available. You can get it at any gas station. But if you're driving from town to town, going up on the mountain, your vehicle breaks down, you're stranded for an hour, you're stranded for multiple hours, you need to have some type of backup water ready for you and your family, your kids to drink. Perish it off or portion it off so that way it doesn't just go away, but have it ready. Now to what I would say is the most important topic or most important thing to carry on you or in your backpack. And I say on you because this is something that should be an everyday carry, no matter who you are, no matter what you do for work, no matter how old you are, you should always have something like this on you or within arm's reach of you. And that is your tourniquet. This one here is a cat tourniquet. There's so many different options for the cat tourniquet. You can get a rat tourniquet. You can get the SOF, the soft tourniquets. There are so many options out there. But get you a tourniquet. Get at least 1 tourniquet. I would say if you can, have 2 or 3 tourniquets always available. This one I carry in my backpack. And when I have it with me in my backpack, I don't grab my normal everyday carry in my pocket tourniquet. But I always have 2 to 3 tourniquets in each vehicle that I drive. Always ready, always somewhere easy to grab, somewhere where nothing else is going to get in the way. To me, a tourniquet is one of the greatest life-saving tools you can have. But you have to have it. Yeah, they cost a little bit of money, but when it comes down to the life of you, the life of your children, the life of a loved one, the life of a random stranger that you've never met before, that $50, $60, that $100 that you spend on a tourniquet is worth it. So get you a tourniquet, get you 3 tourniquets, get you 10 tourniquets. You can never have too many. You might not ever have to use it, but if you don't have it, that's when you're going to need it, and you're going to kick yourself in the ass later because you didn't have it. So get you a tourniquet, practice with the tourniquet, or have an idea and know how to use the tourniquet. With the tourniquet, I always keep a survival blanket because in that kind of situation where a tourniquet is going to be needed, if you're waiting for EMS to show up for a long period of time, the types of injuries that occur where a tourniquet is needed, that person that is going to need the tourniquet is going to go into shock, more than likely. A blanket to keep them warm, to keep them comfort while waiting for EMS and first responders to get there could save their life more so than just the tourniquet. So get you both. The emergency blankets are cheap as can be. You can go to Walmart and pick them up for probably $2. I haven't looked since inflation and stuff, but they used to be $2. Get you a whole bunch of them, have them ready, use them for whatever you want to use them for, but always keep at least 1 ready for an emergency situation. On the other side, and just so you know, tourniquet and emergency blanket, it goes in the cup holder. It goes somewhere where I don't even have a zipper to get in the way, but it can get at, or I can remove it easily. On the other cup holder or the other side, I keep some type of trauma wound dressing. So this one is just combat gauze. You can get quick clot. You can get so many different varieties of combat dressing or combat cleaning bandages, but get you something that is going to do more than just your standard t-shirt. Obviously, tourniquet's going to be the best for your appendages because you can't use it around somebody's neck or waist. That's going to be best and foremost the number one thing you can use to stop bleeding. This can be used anywhere on the body, and it's going to work wonders. So if you're out on a mountain chopping down wood, trying to start a fire, and you cut off your finger, you cut yourself on your arm super deep, and you have that tourniquet, throw that tourniquet on. If you're walking through the forest, you fall, puncture yourself on a tree limb, that's what the combat gauze is for. There's so many things that you could use all of these items for, but they can only be used if you have them with you and readily accessible. So that is the video today. Again, this is specifically about your everyday carry backpack and things you should have with you and on you or in your vehicle. We will go into more video later on or more trainings later on about how my vehicle is set up on the things I have in my vehicle. We will go into the firearms. We will go into more tourniquets. We will talk and do trainings on tourniquets. But today, start at least by getting you a backpack with everything that you might need. The greatest part about this is if you're running errands, you leave it in your vehicle while you run inside, pick up your 5 items, then run back out to your vehicle. But you're still close enough that if something were to happen, you could run out to your vehicle, grab your backpack with your first aid items, run back into the grocery store or wherever you're doing your tasks for the day, but it is ready and it is there. It's going to be faster than waiting for your first responders to get there. I love first responders. I am a first responder. But at the end of the day, when you have the item with you and you have it accessible, it is going to cut so much time off of saving somebody's life that it will be more likely they live. Always be ready, be prepared, and stay dangerous.